fixed on the road. You don't want to back out. Back out. Not change your mind, which would amount to the same thing, but also something quite different. No, she says, I don't want to back out. There. Nasty again. She managed about 10 minutes of nice. Dad lets it drop. They've been over this too many times. Backing out would mean going home, to that house. It would mean continuing to live with Mum the way she is, with Mum and Dad the way they are. Without Dad much of the time. Without Declan, of course. Above all, it would mean having to live with the person she has become, the long weeks of the summer holiday laid out before her, like a maze with no centre and no exit. Even so, her no sounds more certain than she feels inside. What she's leaving behind isn't the problem, it's what she's heading towards. After weeks of anticipation, looking forward to this, willing it to come sooner, the day has finally arrived, and her determination will dissolve if she lets it. What if it doesn't make her well again? It has to. Nothing else has worked, and this is her last shot. I don't want to be like I am anymore, she says. Dad lowers a hand from the wheel to hold hers. He goes to speak, but has to start again, his voice husky. 2 months really isn't so long, Shivers. Shivers. He hasn't called her that since primary school. After a moment, Dad tries to release her hand, but she holds on, squeezing his fingers, and he has to drive one-handed for a bit longer. Before leaving the motorway, they stop for lunch. Shiv isn't hungry, but her father makes her choose a sandwich, and they take their food over to a window table. She inspects her fingertips. They sting like crazy. He didn't seem to notice her damaging the seat. What would he have said if he had? Nothing. Before Kiritos, Dad would have flipped over something like that. Not anymore. Not with her. You okay? He asks. Uh-huh. His gaze flicks to her fingers, then away. Another hour from here, he says, give or take. Travelling with him, just the two of them, reminds her of a trip to London a year or so ago, during her budding artist phase. Dad decided to whisk her away for the weekend to an exhibition. They went by train and stayed in a posh hotel. It had been wonderful having Dad to herself. In the gift shop at Tate Modern, he bought her a pad of cartridge paper and a charcoal set in a sleek black folder which she carried around for weeks afterwards until it was filled with sketches. Dad took 2 for the wall of his office. As far as she knows, they're still there. She looks at him, opposite her, stirring sugar into his tea. His shirt is creased from the drive, and he looks tired. Dad's been in Kiritos again, the past few days, not that you'd guess it from his pale complexion. Yet another link in the long chain of due legal process. He only flew home late last night, and she suspects he would still be out there now if it wasn't for her, and if Mum wasn't such a mess. As though sensing her watching him, Dad looks up and smiles. She smiles back. Her smile feels ill-fitting, like a false moustache, or like she has forgotten how and is having to learn all over again. Dad's smile looks much the same. It's too warm in the cafe. Shiv removes her hoodie and drapes it over the back of her chair. She catches Dad registering the t-shirt. What? Her tone is hard. Nothing. I wear his stuff a lot. If you didn't spend so much time at work or in Greece, you'd know that. In the hush that follows, a waitress appears at a nearby table, clearing the clutter. Her gaze lingers, and Shiv wonders if the waitress recognizes